And Mary, can you please offer like some kind of advice for people who are maybe struggling to find first clients, or like in general, any advice or recommendations how to find your first clients?
Definitely. So if you are like struggling to find your first client, I would really like look at first at your products, because this was also for me one of the things that I was not really clear at the beginning. And then like with developing of my personal brand and like finding like because to be honest, like when I was unemployed, I was really like open to everything from like building websites to like working on LinkedIn to like doing Instagram. Like I was really like wide open to like a lots of different products. And then
Mhm.
like because like I actually then like showcased what can I do, then the client actually came to me. But then when like I would repeat, if I would like need to give advice to the people, like really be clear about what you are offering and like focus on that. So for example, choose one thing, let's say for example landing pages, so that you will tell to people that you are going to provide them conversion, that you will provide them the sales pages that actually like gonna give big conversion, and that their clients will like immediately buy within the 3 seconds, and that you have, for example, that you have it like backed by, for example, Microsoft Clarity, where you can actually showcase the cases where actually people within 3 seconds, for example, bought a certain product on the sales pages that you worked on. So I would really like focus on one product that
Mhm.
you really like for a certain amount of money. I would not really overthink the price in terms of like, do I ask too much, or like should I go down, or should I give a discount? Or because a lot of people they just overthink it in terms of the
Mm.
prices, but rather like really focus on developing that product that is irresistible. So really like work on it, like write about it, write why people actually want this sales page, why you are exceptional in comparison with others, what you can deliver in terms of the return on investment. Like
Mm.
make also banner on LinkedIn, like write the headline about it so that it's search engine optimized. Write even like in your about section about how did you came up with this idea, so like that you for example are IT engineer, or that you already developed these things, and they really live by this idea. And then like people start to just buy because they will see you as an expert in the field, that they actually want the sales page from you than from others. And then it creates also FOMO, fear of missing out.
Mhm.
So really like develop one product and then put it on LinkedIn, advertise it, write about it. You don't need paid ads. Everything is organic on LinkedIn, and just make it irresistible offer. And don't overthink price, don't overthink like bonuses, don't overthink like other stuff. Just focus on that one thing and like make it happen. Connect with your ideal clientele, like probably founders and people who already have website, but their sales pages are not as
Mhm.
good as you would make them.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's really worth investing or spending time just to develop your profile. Of course, if you don't know how, there are so many people who can help you, whether you can nicely reach out to someone for help or follow anyone. And great point as well to, of course, there are a lot of people on LinkedIn like offering a lot of services. So some there might be competition, but at the same time, if you find something that is unique to you, or some kind of, doesn't need to be like literally unique, I don't know, area or something, but give it some kind of something that makes you like competitive advantage to stand out from the others. Repeat it enough so that people recognize you, you stand out, and give it a try. Don't give up. It takes time, but it's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be like exceptional, extraordinary. Like I see that a lot of founders they're also like overthinking, like okay, like should I do this, should I do that, and like yeah, there is so many things that you should do, and I'm like super like business oriented, so it's really like make it as clear as possible for the people to understand. And I also did experiment on this, like how long it takes for people to realize that you have some product, because sometimes it happens to us that especially in digital business college, our members they are founders and they launch some campaign, and after 1 week they're writing me, yeah, like nobody bought it, so I took it down. And I'm like, do you actually know that it takes 3 months for people to actually realize that you have some product? So actually, after 3 months, they actually even like get that you have some product. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and I have made experiment on my Instagram. I was running every Monday, and I was actually like making story about it at like at 7 a.m. I'm going for a run, and I always made a story about it. And every Monday I did this. The first month nobody noticed. The first month nobody even like reacted on the fact that I'm running. The second month people started to engage on this, and they started to associate Marie with running. And the third month people actually started to run with me, and they started to do the Monday morning runs with me. And
Yeah.
then I understood that actually like it takes time for people to process it, and it's just about repetition, it's about consistency, it's about discipline. Because if I'm going for a run one time, it doesn't mean that Marie is a runner. It just means, yeah, like okay, like she's nature, whatever. Like we have other stuff to do than like follow
Yeah,
Marie,
yeah.
like if she's running or not, right? Even like you can imagine like how harder it is than with the products and with business, because you actually want people to commit to your program. You want actually people to commit by paying for your specific product. So you cannot expect them that after 1 week they will immediately get like why they need this product, what is this product about, why did you came up with this product, who you even actually are.
Yeah.
So just use this analogy next time when you will do a new campaign, that you should like start to like warm up people. This is also why we are speaking in marketing about warming up, that you really need like to create the fear of missing out, why people need this, like start to talk about a specific topic, and then people just come to you naturally. Hey, like I actually saw that you do these audits, or hey, I actually saw that you have this digital business college. And it just starts to work step by step, but it just doesn't work overnight,
Yeah.
unfortunately, yet.
No, that's the true. I think you can be repeating all the time that it takes time, but still people, I feel like on LinkedIn, like even on DMs, looking for secret hacks or whatever to grow quickly. And if you ask them for how long you've been showing up on LinkedIn, I don't know, a few weeks or a few months, but then see like your example or anyone else that it actually takes years to build a brand and establish authority and something like that. And I like the example that you mentioned with running, because I kind of struggled with that as well, because sometimes, for example, when I post something or even in pinned comments, I repeat something and I'm like, isn't this going to be boring or annoying people if I repeat it all the time? And then next time you see people commenting like, oh, I didn't see this. What is it? I was like, come on, I've been posting about this all the time. You haven't noticed. But then it actually reminds you that people may not pay attention, they may forget, or they just may not see that. So it's worth repeating, because you never know. As you say, you are bombarded with content from everywhere. People have short attention span, so it's really worth repeating that.
Yes. I also studied like really big personal brands. For example, like my big in personal branding, like my really big, like who I admire, who is my idol, is Tony Robbins, because he
Mm.
built on his personal brand like more than 180 businesses. So I really like his ecosystem. I really like how he's doing things, master classes and like events, etc. And you can like really see like when you go to his events, and there is a repetition. Like he's not coming up with a new thing every time, and like he's on stages like every month. He's repeating the things, but actually you, if you are in the audience, you are always taking something different from his speech, because there is a rewiring happening in your brain. So even when you are like repeating something in comments in your posts, etc., it's not about you what you're communicating, because you already know it, but the person who is receiving the information, that person is always taking something different from that
Mhm.
specific information. So it's not about the person who is saying it, but the person who is receiving it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and it's really interesting. And it's also like with other big minds, like, I don't know, like I'm like big fan of health. So I have been, for example, with Wim Hof and like with Joe Dispenza and all of these big minds. And it's also nothing else than personal branding at the end of the day, because like Wim
Mm.
Hof, he also made all of his thing on personal branding. Like the whole method is named by him. So it's a
Yeah, yeah.
personal branding. And like ice baths were here for like centuries. It's not that he invented it. He
Yeah,
just
it
brought
is true.
science to it. And he also made the method based on him. And this is how he became the celebrity. But it's again like he's repeating it.